other different types of dementia, and depending upon where the difficulties lie, that in the illness determines the course of treatment.
Yes, you can. All you have to do is want to do it.
Yes.
Want to be it.
When you set your mind to it, and this is who you are, and
the grown men. We have the youth that we need to mentor, and we need to inspire, and we need to motivate. But I know, as a recent conversation between you and I, that you're also in the business of motivating grown men. Through that, I'm supposed to see God in it at every turn. So me going to the Sea of Galilee was to remind me of that, to refresh myself of that. It is all under control, that He does have it. It's just as clear as that fresh water that I saw.
You're Our Unity, hosted by LeShawn Walker, Tuesday nights, 6 p.m. EST.
Welcome, everyone, to You're Our Unity, a show that wishes to spread a spirit of peace and love in the world, one conversation at a time. We want to encourage you to have faith. Have faith in what you hope for, what you pray for, what you desire. Have faith in that job opportunity, that medical report. Have faith in everything that you are in need of and you're desiring right now, and believe that God will definitely bless you and bring it into fruition. I am your host, LeShawn Walker. I'd like to welcome you in. Please like, share, and follow. Tag a friend. Let everyone know that we're on right now. So how are you guys doing? I hope that you had a wonderful week. It was very, very nice for me. I got a chance to relax. You wouldn't believe LeShawn was under the weather yet again, but I just forged through it. I didn't even let it bother me. Usually I get a little upset. I'm under the covers. And this time I honestly went through this little sickness with faith and just believing that this too shall pass. And obviously I'm going through this for a reason, and maybe I'm just getting all the cooties out the way before January comes, because January, my birthday comes. But I don't know. I just felt the need to share that though I was sick, I was still okay. And so I hope the same for you guys out there. I hope that you had a wonderful week, no matter what you were going through. I hope that you also took a little bit of our advice last week, which was to bring a little joy into your world. Did you do that? And if you did, tell me, how did you accomplish that joy and that goal? I brought joy into my life, as I always do, by loving on my family and friends, being grateful for all the amazing things that I have in my life, and there are many. And I hope that you took advantage of that too. Just sit back and just realize that you are truly blessed with whatever you have already, and what you need is exactly what you're supposed to have at this moment. And if you just keep prayed up, and if you remain joyful and grateful, those things that you pray for and hope for will definitely come true very, very soon. So again, it's the holiday season. I think next week is Christmas. Have you done your shopping? Have you finished your Christmas list? Have you made plans for traveling? I mean, there's a lot going on right now. As I mentioned, I've been stuck in traffic like every time I decide to go outside, but I'm still even joyful in that moment. And I'm just happy that I'm able to celebrate this time, because sometimes it's hard to remain happy during the season, especially if you've got some stuff going on in your world. But I've maintained the joy of the Spirit. And it's like, a lot of Christians that are celebrating right now, they're celebrating because it's the birth of our Christ and Savior, Jesus. And then for all other cultures and religions, this is about light and life and peace. So that's kind of what I've been joyful about, is just seeing a lot of people out there that are celebrating, that still have joy in their heart and happiness on their face, and enjoying this time, because it can be challenging, as I mentioned. I mean, there's so much going on in the world. We are dealing with wars, and we're dealing with such a divide, and we're also dealing with people that are going through real serious issues that they have to navigate on a daily basis, but still have to put a smile on their face every day. And that is where the joy comes in, that you maintain that and you realize that regardless of everything going on around you, that you still have some semblance of joy in your heart because of the blessings that you have in your life. So that's really what I'm hoping that you guys took from the show last week, that, you know, though it can be challenging, you have to maintain that spirit of happiness. You have to choose to be joyful, and you have to move forward in it every day, because it is something that you have to wake up and decide to do. Am I going to enjoy this day? Am I going to impart some kindness into others today? Am I going to be kind to myself today? Those things can bring you joy as well. Just debating them, questioning them, and then acting on them. I realized, you know, as I was thinking about all that I experienced this past week, and most of it was, you know, me dealing with the fact that I was sick again. I don't know if it's, you know, this new COVID, this new cold season. I don't know if the strains are getting, harder to battle and even contend with. But what I do know is that, we have to protect ourselves, and we have to take care of ourselves, and we have to make sure that we're not only putting into our body those things that are going to keep us healthy, we also have to be mindful of what we put into our spirit. So the joy is what brought me through me being sick. The fact that, again, I'm sick, but I'm happy that I'm not in the hospital. I'm happy that I'm not, connected to any type of machines. And I'm very happy that I'm still able to walk around and talk on the phone with my friends and visit with people, even though I probably shouldn't because I'm sick. But the fact is that I'm still happy that I'm able to enjoy those things even during the times that I'm not feeling my best. So I realized in that moment that being joyful every day and having joy also takes faith, a huge amount of faith in believing that whatever else is happening in your world, whatever circumstances are against you, whatever obstacles you have to overcome, you remain faithful that everything will end up okay, that you will get through it, that it is yet another fight or battle that you will win. And more importantly, you just leave it. After you pray on it, you leave it and you just believe in it, that it's going to happen, it's going to come into fruition, and that those dreams, those hopes, those desires will come true. So I've had a lot of faith in me being joyful, not just for the rest of this season, but throughout 2024 and beyond. Because again, it's a lot going on. And I've mentioned to you that I've been, experiencing things in my personal life that I feel is weighing on my soul, my spirit sometimes. And so I do go through these ebbs and flows of sadness and happiness and joy and depression and things like that, just like everyone else. But it is the end of the year, and I am trying to leave the weight of what was behind me. And the way to do that is to have faith and believe that everything that's going on will be taken care of in God's time, in His will, in His time. So I speak about faith today because that's what I need. And I think that's what a lot of people need in order for us to get through what is happening right now, not only in the world, but in our personal life. We want to be the best people that we can be. We want to show up for our day. We want to show up for our family. We want to just illuminate that light and that love that we know that we get from our higher power. But sometimes those things are hard to do and hard to endure when we have family members that are struggling, when we're struggling ourselves, or when we're just not happy with what is. So to have faith, as was just showed, is, as you know, is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And that's what I've been relying on lately, my faith to get me through the end of this year with happiness and joy in my heart. And not just because it's the Christmas season and I'm supposed to be happy, not because it's the Christmas season I'm supposed to be joyful, but because of the fact that everything in my life from the beginning of the year until now has been a blessing, and I am grateful for it. even in the challenges, as I mentioned, because a lot of those challenges actually were for my good. And I think that you guys, if you sit back and you really think about everything that you've experienced in the past 11 to 12 months, that you'll realize that it was a lesson or a blessing. And you have to figure out which one and move forward in it. And moving forward in it is to believe, and to believe is to have faith. So that's what we're going to discuss today. Faith. Faith, what it means to have it, and why it is so important. I've been talking to you the last couple of weeks, just real talk about people in my life, what's going on in the world, what's going on in my heart, the mission for this show, the reason why I do this. So I've been sharing with you just truth, basically. So I want to share that with you again today. I want to share it with the guest who's been on the show before. She's going to catch us up on everything that's been going on in her life. But more importantly, I want to share this person because I love her. And she's 30 years a friend. 30 years a friend who has just been such an inspiration to me. 30 years a friend who has gone through so much, but just still shows up with such light and life in her. She is a beautiful person, and I wanted to share what faith meant to her at this time. So we're going to talk to my beautiful friend, Rosalind Muller-Bryant. Rosalind is a passionate and loving woman of God from Queens, New York, who currently resides in North Carolina. She is a graduate of Nyack College with an MBA in business and leadership, and has been an advocate for the underserved and disenfranchised from a very young age. Rosalind speaks with such empathy, conviction, and need for action when it comes to social injustices and human issues. As a former professional care quality strategist, her desire to help others culminated into helping veterans receive the comprehensive care, medical service, and resources to thrive. She is a huge advocate for homeless veterans and continues to contribute to the eradication of homelessness as a whole. Rosalind is also an amazing wife, mother, and grandmother with a heart of gold, filled with love, who is currently advocating for her health and her life. Battling cancer, Rosalind has become an inspiration to many for her strength and unwavering faith. She is here to discuss her journey of faith and healing with the love and support of her family and friends. Please help me welcome the beautiful Rosalind Muller-Bryant. How are you, my friend?
Wow, that was such a LeShawn. I am doing well, thank you. And that is a big statement. I am doing well, blessed.
Yes. Yes, indeed. And that's what I love, my friend. And I know you always feel that way. I really do. But again, what you've been through, as I mentioned in your bio, for the past year and change, I feel is a testament to, the fact that you stayed faithful and that you are so blessed, so very blessed, beyond measure. You really are. So I mentioned that you have been here before. And yes, she has, ladies and gentlemen. She was here and she was discussing her passion for helping homeless veterans, especially those, in your local community. So I understand, you've had some life changes. You had a vow renewal. You went on vacations all over the world. You doing beautiful things with the family. So basically, I just want you to catch me up to what you have been up to lately.
You went through so many pictures, but yes, that's absolutely the fact. I had an opportunity actually to spend more time with something that I'm extremely grateful for. When we look at the blessing, like I said, some things happen for a reason in life, but it's how we look at it. It's a matter of perspective. And so I've had some things happen to me in health, as you know, but I'm just grateful to have time to spend with my friends and these close bonds. And sometimes we get so busy, time goes by, we don't connect with people, and for whatever reason, I've had so many people show up in my life and reconnect, and our bonds to get tighter, and just to feel that love.
Yeah.
And we just don't even recognize that people are just there for you. So I've been blessed. Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree with that. And I really find you to be a courageous person as well. As you mentioned, you've had some health challenges. You were diagnosed with cancer. You want to tell us a little about that, how that came about, when you found out, because you were on like a high for quite some time, just living just a beautiful, beautiful life. And then this diagnosis came. So how did that come about, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, I actually wasn't feeling well for quite a while, kept going back to the doctor, and the doctors were feeling like, oh, you're getting older, age. Let's deal with the symptoms. And
Hmm.
so, and that's how it is. They want to deal with the symptoms. And it went on for quite some time. Knew this isn't right because I know and
Right.
I for answers. I actually went to 2 to 3 places before I was actually found out my diagnosis. And even then, I had to fight to get my diagnosis.
Wow.
So, say that to say, if you know something is going on with your body, listen to those thoughts.
Yeah.
Write down as much as possible. I had to keep writing things down, advocate for myself. One of the roles that I took on,
Yeah.
besides the fighting for the veterans, helping them, is that I took on working with some clients that needed assistance with medical.
Hmm.
And I worked with them for quite a few years. And it was through the Ryan White program. I love those clients. And I understood how they really needed to advocate for them.
Right.
I would take the time to go through, it's part of the job as a case manager, the medical, do all this, advocating for them. And I feel all the while God
Yeah.
was preparing me for what was going to be the skill sets I was going to need to save my life,
Yes.
and put those skill sets to use, and had to learn and not be afraid to advocate for myself. And
Right.
that is diagnosis up to 3 different places, including urgent care and ER. And just so happened that 2 big practices here in North Carolina, outside of those 2 big practices, to another one. I let them know it happened to be through my employer,
Right.
get some testing done, try to present that testing. They weren't accepting that testing. I can't it. And there's some very specific that they want to see and make sure it's conclusive before they move in that direction. So even
Right.
with all I had to take more tests, finally got to my diagnosis, and I knew, even though it was determined that it could be cancer, went to one of the places, finally got an appointment,
Right.
and that doctor was dragging and not feel comfortable. Again, you listen to what's inside of you. It didn't feel comfortable. I tried to then take those tests and get those tests moved up.
Right.
I switched it over to another place, and I was able to ultimately get my diagnosis. It wasn't what I thought. It was
Wow.
ovarian cancer, and it's not curable.
Wow. Wow.
So, you work on your thing, make sure that's good. You work on that, you're good. You telling me I'm just getting older.
Yeah.
Case now you get 4th stage cancer.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
did we?
Exactly. Exactly. And they prolonged that whole process when you could have been diagnosed way sooner. And that's what's really, really sad. How did you feel at that moment? I mean, I know you had to feel some sense of anger, obviously, that it took so long for them to take you seriously. I mean, you know your body, you know who you are and how you're supposed to feel. So I'm sure you went through some anger, but tell us a little about your feeling when you were first diagnosed.
I did, but it was like I told you something was going on, and I knew that, and I was doing everything I could on my end. So what do we do now?
Yeah.
How are we going to fight this?
Yeah.
Of course, when they give some news, and they go, "Well, we're going to make you as comfortable as possible." No, we're gonna look for treatment options. This is what we're going to do. Treatment options.
Yep.
Adamant that I wanted treatment, that we were going to fight this.
Yep. I love
And
that.
yeah, I honestly, I was And I found out the third doctor I went to see, the right doctor.
Right.
She was like, yeah, let's. So people say they have to do chemo and all that. The treatment is a whole nother story.
Yeah, I believe it. Oh, I believe it. I know. But at least you got to that point, because really, honestly, let's look at it. They just wanted to make you comfortable. We're going to give you the bare minimum. You're going to experience this anyway. There's nothing more that we can do. They wanted you to lay down and literally,
Yeah,
go home. Yeah.
Get your order, because that's what I was told. Get your order. Do you have everyone starts, do you have this in order? Do you have that?
Yeah.
They're talking your proxy, they're talking about your will, they're talking
I love that you had the attitude of, no, we're going to figure out a way to fight this, because I really believe that that is why you are so strong. You remain to be this I don't even know what to call you, Rosalind. You are just that beacon of some serious hope, my friend. You are strength personified. Like, what I'm saying is because, I lost my sister, and you guys were diagnosed around the same time. And I remember being one of the first phone calls to you when I found out, and I was like, you just maintain positivity. You have people around you. You make sure that you have that support system, and that I feel like that has so much to do with how well you are going to be.
And you know what? I am a person that I honestly had taken in my spirit and made a choice. I think it is a choice that you make, and that's what I did. I heard it clear as day. It was fear or choose faith. Which one do you?
Yeah.
And why is this coming to me? Choose fear or choose faith. Pick one.
Yep.
I pick faith. Then you're not going to keep it in fear.
That's
that
right.
means thought or feeling, and you want to spiral into what if and could if and all the best. Stop it right there. If you choose faith, it's actionable steps. Also, God is a God of fear. He's a very powerful God. And if you believe in a powerful God, you understand.
Right.
Read your books, your Bible. It all supports that. But hey, there's nothing in that book that says it's a weak God.
That's
so
right.
You're going to choose faith. You're going to choose actionable steps.
Yeah.
And part of it, that it's going to work, and you're going to do what you need to do on your part.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just going to. You're going to pray for, but you're also going to do treatment, because God made it for all of this to come about in a time where there were cures for, and they're on the cut now for immunotechnology, for different treatments that involve the sound wave, all kinds of other that they're introducing in cancer. I said, well, if I got to get it, this is a good time, Lord.
That's right. I'll be the first one to try. I'll be the first one to listen. Because let me tell you, you dug right in with the research. What I first want to discuss is your bravery as well. Because again, I know the initial stages of it, everyone goes through the sadness, the depression, the anger. I'm sure you went through all of those stages, but you didn't stay stuck there, because like you said, you had
I reject.
Yeah.
You're in a life, and I think that's where some people get stuck. They start in, all of a sudden you feel sorry for yourself, start to come apart. You start to, if you're in a battle, time for that.
Yeah.
We're in a battle. I need to write this down. And I need to do what?
Yeah.
What is this like? How does this affect me? And how should I prepare for it?
Mm-hmm.
That is what I immediately start researching, checking things. I spoke with my friends and family, which is something I'm a very private person when it comes to certain that. I prayed about it.
Mm-hmm.
God, you're not going to go through this alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And obedient in, and I let people, and that best thing that I could do, share that family, my friends, and people that were nice, that I felt it was them to know.
Yes.
I think that's another thing that it made a difference, because each person did something different that really helped. One of my girlfriends bringing me, whether it was sending need something, offering their thing it was by my side. That makes a difference when your family show, friends show up, and people try to figure out what are your needs. I didn't know what they were.
Yeah.
I didn't know what my needs were, but people were willing to whatever they could do. I had an amazing support system in all the one of them. So,
yeah. That's what I thought was so brave, was the fact that you did, because you said it. You're a private person. And the fact that you started a group chat with all of your friends, all of your supporters, your tribe, I think was brave, because you're putting it out there and you're saying in your own little way, I need your help. I need your support. I need to lean on you. Everyone showed up. Everyone showed up and continuously was showing you not only love, but giving you information and research and guidance and help and, advice and whatever you was, like you said, you didn't know what you needed. But once that stuff started pouring in, that is exactly what you needed to keep you going through it. So talk to me about that, having that support system, because I know it's very important. And I want to kind of let, the viewers see how important that is. You should not go through this alone. And I feel like my sister, unfortunately, though she had her family around her, she chose to go through it alone. So tell us about how important it is to have others around you and supporting you, like really supporting you.
I actually made a very private connection. So we did ours through what very private. It's not fake. Everyone doesn't have to know your business, but it was important so that everyone wouldn't be asking, doing. We shared information. I learned so much information and was able to help people in that group understand more about cancer, search information that I put in there, as well as how to manage symptoms. I actually had people in that group that, as you said, people that had cancer that I didn't even know about.
Wow.
But that helped their family members with things on what to do. I did everything when I first started. I was trying to my hair before I lost my hair.
Yeah.
And when, out or whatever we do, I found out about agencies, companies that dealt with that. I found out about the port. I found out about ways I found out about to minimize symptoms that were going to come up.
Mm-hmm.
And each step of the way, I learned about how to symptoms. And people were actually able to help and share things with their family members, treatments and protocols and things that they have now.
Mm-hmm.
And so many people thank me because of that. They didn't know. In the group, they did something that was really important. They connected me to someone that had fourth stage cancer, breast cancer, type of cancer. And I spoke to that young lady, 2 different women. I spoke to those young ladies and said, I have fourth stage and I've been battling this for 10 years. Stopped her right there. I said, "Can you say again?" She said, I have fourth stage and I've been battling it for 10 years. And I said, did you said 10 years? And we had the best conversation. Yeah. And she said, do it again, and etc. Said, what you're going through, I'm sharing with her, she's sharing with me. God gave you 10 years on something that the doctors told you shouldn't still be here.
Yeah.
Bit of that needs to just, hey, when you have good times and you feel, enjoy your life.
Yes.
Enjoy your life. Yeah. People will fold up and cry. Simplest of things.
Yeah.
Back now, I'm talking about they ain't got money. But you have your life, your friends. You better cook a meal and get some fun time things.
That's right. And you did that too, my friend. You did not let it stop you at all. When y'all coming to visit, when am I going to meet y'all somewhere? Like you, and even through all of your treatments and all of your appointments and even the appointments, she was sharing the appointments with us in the chats, and we're encouraging her every morning. I feel like even pouring that into you, you were making me have a better day just by looking at you and how happy you were, even in the midst of what you was going through. It got to the point where how dare I complain? You know what I mean? How dare I worry about these little tiny minute things when this woman is going through so much, and she's showing up in these chats like her day is going perfect, and you're connected to all kinds of tubes and things. So when I tell you, a ray of sunshine and inspiration, motivating so many. And that's really the reason why I wanted you to speak on what's going on today. We're ending this year. So many people have been going through so much. You see what the world is like right now. And it's even hard, even through Christmas, for us to keep that smile. I know that the trees are up, but I don't really see too many spirits up. So I want to know, even through what you were going through and the fact that you had to show up for your family and friends, how were you able to keep your spirits up every day? And if you didn't, what did you do to overcome whatever you were going through in that moment?
Specifically what I said, when you make a choice for something, you don't need to go back. And you pack with God. And God, it's choose faith or fear. When you choose faith, then you go along with whatever's in that direction, not turning back. So I remind myself of that. And so I didn't spiral with all the thoughts and feelings. If I felt low, if I didn't feel good, something was going on, I shared it. But like you said, I always had something to look forward to. My friends showed up, like people like you, my sister.
Yes.
Oh my God, my sister bond is amazing. My sister, the relationship that I have had with her, even the last years, has been the most beautiful relationship.
Yeah.
And we've been close over the years, but it's nothing like that. I didn't even have to tell her how I felt, because someone like she felt how I felt.
Yeah.
And just come, and she would say, "Hey, we all going to see my sister," and everybody.
Yeah.
And I mean, people have come over to see, and that has been it. It's been laughing and joking and sharing memories and having fun times. My brother and my mom and my daughter. It's just been love.
Amazing. I know. And you guys don't know, but you could put up I think the photo is marked friends, Bobby. But my best friend, my bestie, is Rosalind's sister. This is how I know you for 30 years, is because of Charlene Muller, who has also been on the show. But yeah, I know. First of all, once she found out about what was going on, there was no doubt in her mind that she was going to go down without a fight. She was going to do whatever she needed to do to make sure she supported you exactly, and that you were going to get through this, and you were going to survive this. And it appears that you did, you know?
And it's going to be a battle and a journey. But again, to hear someone with 4-stage cancer say, "Hey, I've been fighting this for 10 years," and tell you it's that's my.
Yes, and that's Sharon. That is Clark Out right there with you too. You just came from Nashville not too long ago, right?
Yes, we went on trips together. That was a fun trip. All of that has helped with me healing. To laugh, to have a good time with people that love you and care about you, that you feel safe with, that knew if she's not up to something, we need to be understanding. Me, I'm down. I'm ready to go.
You ain't never lied. She came up here. We went for Thanksgiving. We went to the Brooklyn Library for Jay-Z's. What is it? What's the whole? Exactly. This woman, she ran rings around us in that library. I'm looking for Rosalind, and Rosalind is everywhere, taking photos. I'm the one acting like, what's going on? Where are we? Can I sit down? And you are taking advantage of the energy that I'm sure that everyone is giving you, because that's really what it is, right?
Positive. One thing I did too, I rejected negative energy. I did not for all these conversations and certain things. I would go to a certain level and have a conversation, because the reality is I do believe in being prepared. I do believe everybody should have a plan, but that's just like anybody would have a plan. You set the order and then you leave it. You know, living. We are among living. We enjoy that, and I think that has been the key. Also, my sisters-in-law, my family has been fantastic. So then I mean, I could sit on here and just talk about the love, how much love I've received. They don't even realize until something happens and people show you. People send me things. encouraging words. A little pot that I use all the time where I heat up my tea. I actually was going to go buy it. My cousin got it for me. I was getting a package every day, a scripture, we all t-shirts, and we were all wearing our t-shirts.
Yeah.
It's on my treatment days. Every 3 weeks when I cycled chemo, we all had, and we did that for a while. And that so was so many things that we incorporated. My girlfriend, she helped me through. I had to shave my hair.
Oh, wow.
That was very difficult. I was very proud about it. It was coming out. It was a lot going on. Emotionally, I just wasn't there to go and just, and she came with me, my girlfriend, and with a friend, actually had a barbershop in his house, and it was private. I've known him for years, so I was comfortable. And it made me feel good about the process. I don't know.
Right. Like you were in control of the process. Yeah, I get it.
But it was a way of allowing me the opportunity to not be in a shop in front of a whole lot of men, having my head shaved on something so emotional for me.
Yeah.
And able to handle. So it was the care that people gave me that I needed, that I didn't. I was so used to being the caregiver for everyone else.
Yeah. I get it. I love that, because I feel that, everyone is going through it with you. Like, you're not going through it alone. And even your husband, your loving, unbelievable husband, let me tell you, people, that man loved that woman. And I know he was also making sure whatever you needed, whenever you needed it, that it was going to be taken care of. And that support system alone, I know, is priceless. But to know that you also have that outside of your home, what you're experiencing in your home, I know that helps with your cells, your spirit. I know that it helps with every part of your being. So tell me now, I mean, you obviously, you're going through the treatments, and I know it's a different life now. How are you adjusting? And how is everything going?
So what I went through after the diagnosis, 6 initial stages, call that the 6 initial stages, the 6 initial treatments. I did. That was very rough on the body, including and it didn't look. And the doctor actually told me, I don't know if you'll make it through this, but we're going to try it. So we went through the 6. They then, if you make it through that, we'll be talking about surgery. We got to the point of talking about surgery. We talked about surgery, and she let me know, taking out my kidney, part of my liver, out the ovaries, to this, to that, the other. And I didn't want to be on a colostomy bag. I didn't talking about other things that she was talking about. And I actually had to really use that faith. I asked the abundance. I connected with of providers that she had suggested that were going to be part of my team, because the oncologist has a team of people. So I asked these different people individually to advocate and ask the questions after I did the research. For instance, why can't you put for the kidney? I had a lot of research.
Right.
Me to those individualized specialists, part of my team, because they can answer those questions better. And I had asked, what about, after meeting with those team members, having the discussion, they all decided afterwards, we're going to go with radiation. We're going to. They met with the specialist, and the radiation specialist felt, I forgot his exact title, but he said yes, he could do it. I radiation, was able to keep my order. After going through 6 weeks of radiation, which is rough. You think chemo's rough?
I know. I could imagine.
Daily, not.
Oh wow!
And so I had to do that Monday through Friday, every single day. I did that. After finishing that, was able to have just a little break. And then they actually checked to see through the biopsies, the CT scans, where's the cancer now? So now we're working. I had to still take a maintenance drug as well as another drug that I had to take bones, because it was to the bone. Right. I took that, and I just finished December 1st. My doctor, it was a couple of years there because we went to have another CT, bone marrow biopsy. I had some other things going
Right.
challenging, and it put me back to that. Okay, I got to pray this through. Okay, I got to share this with my family. And same support. I got a lot of support. Got through it. December 1st, we go in, and we literally didn't have to do the chemo. She said that it had down to 0. It's my first time.
That's right.
Now, I was honest, take a win. Everybody could, yes, it may. I'm gonna take a win.
Yeah. No, this is a win. This is a win, my friend. Yes, it is.
Was like, I've never seen 0. I've seen it shrunk to that point. My doctor was really surprised. She understands how I would ask questions. We would go over things. She was very forthcoming. My husband was with me on these appointments, and she was like, I had appointments for a year and a half. This is not a one-day battle. It's been a year and a half.
Right.
That I this. And to actually have all those appointments, which when you have cancer, you have an abundance. I had to go to specialists and appointments every single week. It wasn't and it was a time job. So of course I had to stop working. Everything hit me at the same time. It was a lot.
Wow. But faith, girl. But faith. Tell me about that faith. I need that unwavering faith. I need you to share what that unwavering faith is, because let me tell you something. That's what brought you through. It really, really did. And that's what's got you shining right now. And that's what's got you moving forward. And that's also got you so full of joy. So I need to know about this faith, and where can we get it?
Listen, let's talk about continuous. I was looking for a relationship. You got a relationship, just like how everybody want a relationship with somebody or a man. They call them all the time, text them all the time. Well, mine is with God. How you doing, Lord?
Yeah.
Lord, I'm out for me here. God, I got that test, Lord.
Yeah.
It's a continual relationship. It's continual praying. It's continual just even asking people to pray for me, because I think people underestimate the power of prayer.
Oh, yeah.
I literally signed papers for that surgery to have all that removed, and God lifted that me because I continue to say, I want that, Lord, for me, and have something better for me in place of that, God, that will take care of this situation. Lord, please move on my behalf. If y'all remember, everybody was like, well, Raj, your surgeon is talking about this, what they got to do. I signed the papers, but me and God was in some talks over that.
Right. And you was including everyone else in them discussions too. Like, look, this is what I need y'all to be focusing and praying on right now. Yes.
I need to be praying about.
Yep.
Because God say, don't beat around the bush. Lord, I want to pray for the world. And that ain't what you want. What you really want is what I want to hear. Lord, this is what you do. Okay, be straight with me.
Yeah.
Lord, I'm going to need you to please take this situation, and if it be something else, such as radiation, that they would be able to shrink the tumors, Lord, instead of all of my organs out, God, I would preference that, Lord.
I get it. I totally get it. But you're right. You have to be specific about your prayers. You really, really do. And the faith just has to be all encompassing. And that's it. Like you said, you made your choice. It's either fear or faith, and you chose faith. And that's what we have to do, because once you walk that line, it's never going to become what you expect it to be. God is never going to show up on your behalf if you're toddling that fence. So the fact that you stayed resolute in your faith, and you was unmoved.
People think faith is just you pray, and a lot of people say, well, you pray and leave it there. There are some times when you do pray and you leave it. But there are times that you pray and you understand that action is required.
Action. Yes.
Okay? Dead. And it's so you have to be actionable in the things that you do. You can't, be looking for a job and say, well, Lord, I'm just gonna pray about it, Father. You go ahead. Now, it can happen. Your friend will call you and say, hey girl, I got a job. But if you don't open your mouth and say you're looking for one, nobody's
Yeah.
make that.
No.
It's about steps that we take to make something happen that we really want to happen. Also, it's about going back to God over again in prayer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's about saying, you know, talking to God, having ongoing. The one thing that I felt so happy about were the people for me. And I would hear somebody say, you know, somebody prayed for you. Or my friend, or like my sister-in-law invited me on the church prayer line and she prayed for me. So many different people prayed.
Yeah.
And I had to be pleasing to God to hear all these people. And mom shared with me, one of her friends, not religious. She doesn't do all this praying, all this stuff. And she said, you know, I prayed for your daughter. I said, well, I know God was like, hey.
Where did that come from? You know, found a believer, my friend. Yep. You see, he converted. He had converted through because of you. That's why I'm saying the inspiration behind it, because it does. It takes a special kind of person for others to want to pray for you. You put it out there, but you don't expect others to go to their prayer groups, because I did the same thing. You go to a prayer group, you're sharing with a friend. It's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Especially when they hear the depth of your soul and the light that you are, they want to contribute that prayer to your healing. You know what I mean? So let me tell you, your Christmas came early, my friend.
It honestly did. I asked people to still continue that. I'm like, if I didn't share anything, it's saying that in the midst of your storm, no matter what storm you have, and you're looking at it saying, I don't have no wins, God will make you have a win. You're going to have you turn it over actionable steps. Start doing the things you need to do. God is going to make sure that you're all right. And you have to have faith and just believe in that. Just like you, like a child, a mustard seed of faith. He said a mustard seed. If you go and look at a mustard seed, I got that. I got that.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Numbers and lottery numbers, you still go and you play, right? So you got a mustard seed of faith.
That's right. You ain't never lied. But wait, let's talk honestly a little. What was your biggest challenge going through this? Because I know that you had to have moments that you felt challenged.
It was the very things that I thought about, like, oh my God, I've got so much to fight for. I got kids and I got kids and my husband and my family, and that's what hit me. And it was like, I want to be there for them. Like I said, I've had one of my girlfriends really good with prayer, and I did some deep Zenobia, another good girlfriend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And some of those prayers and the things we talked about, I have other people, but it really hit home with, this is more than just about. And that's why I felt it was like, you know what, I need to open up more than.
Yeah.
And so I really want, and really that God used me for other people just today.
Yeah.
And I the group, and like I said, what was surprising to me is that in that group, people were actually finding out, or had relatives or had friends or had parents that had cancer that I didn't even. And diagnosis, some of them from the had started to, and they were able to get information, and we talked. They would get in touch with me. We would share what to do, encourage them. So it really became in a way that I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
I never. So, like,
that's amazing. And you were able to lean on each other, and you taught them how to also advocate, because I'm sure that they came up against, the same issues that you came up against. And so therefore having, that information, and you already putting in the research and navigating the path, I think was very helpful. I love that you have a support system, not only within your family, but even outside of the family and friends that you have in your world. And I think honestly that, is why you're doing so well, Rosalind, and God just blessed you with all that you prayed for, and we're not stopping the prayers. Thank you. You're still going to remain faithful. I need you to tell me, what are your plans, moving forward now? We're going into 2024. What is on your vision board, my friend?
to live and have life abundantly, because that's what God told us to do. It is to travel. It is to enjoy times and relationships. More importantly, be present. I find that people are with people in groups and they're texting and they're on the phone. Distracted. No, you're not. You think you're not present. So you're missing whatever it is they're telling you because you don't have enough time to pay attention. And it's those relationships and bonds can only get stronger when you actually are present. Enjoy it. Yeah. I enjoy so much of my family and my extended family. And I feel that each and every one of them are a blessing. Yeah. I find them to be a blessing to me. And I hope that I'm a blessing to them.
Oh, yes.
But I think we should be to one another. And it's not all about, like I said, all of what you have or what you think you have or any of those things, because we all find it doesn't bring you joy.
Yeah. That's right.
Point, it's not going to go with you. You can find a little bit of pleasure and a little bit of happiness, but it's fleeting.
That's right.
The conversations you have, the memories you make with those people. And it doesn't have to be that extravagant or ridiculously expensive. But just be present.
Yep. You are so right, my friend. Oh my God, Rosalind, you have been amazing. I am so glad that you have caught us up with what's been going on in your world. I hope that it is an inspiration to all of you out there that are going through something. It really should be. And no matter what that is, whether it's medical, personal, whether it's mental, whatever you're going through, faith is what's going to keep you moving forward. Faith is going to get you through it. Fear is not going to help you whatsoever, and it will definitely keep you stuck. So I want to know, my friend, what do you want to leave? What is the legacy you want to leave for humanity, for the world? What do you want to contribute?
What I've been given, which is just to love on people. That's literally what I try to do my whole life. I listen to people, I share in their experiences with them, I try to love on them. And if I can help you through something, it matters.
Yeah. Yeah.
In return, my friend did that for me. If we don't know, we're going to figure it out together. We're going to write down actionable steps or research it together. But it's a way out. If we don't know, we're going to pray it out to find an answer. But I believe it's connection. It's human connection. It's love. And just living life in abundance. And we have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I always say we were designed, created to live life in abundance, and we should make actionable steps in order to make sure that that actually is happening. You know, God has blessed us with whatever we need, and we just have to be happy and joyful in that, and just know that His will is what needs to be done at that moment. So I want to ask you also, what would you like to share with the viewers in regard to, you know, them dealing with a fight, going through a battle, having to, you know, put up with people that are not listening to them when they're sharing their truth? Tell us a little what's on your heart right now.
Be afraid to get a second opinion. Document what you need to research your insurance company. Make sure that you go through every single step to make sure everything is being followed. I think a lot of times people take the doctor on face value, or they don't truly understand if there's other options because they didn't ask those questions. And so what I'm now saying is there other options available to me, or is there something else I should know or be prepared for, or can you make any other? I would go through asking, searching, preparing for my appointments before I went to my appointments. If there was a delay for something, I would contact the insurance to find that out. What is the delay? If it's being covered, if it's not being covered, why it's not being covered, what are the options do I have? Bonded, you literally do this in order to be actionable in your steps. You can say, well, Lord, I did everything. Did you really do everything?
Yeah, exactly.
That can help you. Social workers, there's Facebook groups on there that if you have different types of cancers, that you can link up in these different groups for support and ones that are sharing information to be able to help you. You can find the support you're looking for.
Right. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, my friend. Faith in action. That is Rosalind, and that's what we're encouraging you to do, is to have faith, but actually come up with actionable steps in order to bring your dreams and your hopes and your prayers to life. So thank you so much, Rosalind. I so much appreciate you. You will be back, my friend, because we've got updates and reports and stuff we have to talk about later. But I want to get real quick to the Dare to Be You. And the Dare to Be You is: being faithful doesn't mean you are fearless. It just means that your faith is greater than your fear. And that's exactly what my beautiful friend has stated. She chose faith over fear. And her faith obviously just surpassed whatever fear that she had in her heart, in her mind, or in her body. And it has actually brought her to this place right now that we are speaking of, that I want to say you got to win December 1st, and that she is doing so well in her health journey right now, in her winter wellness, which what we have been discussing for the past couple of weeks. So I like to thank you so much, Rosalind, for being here, for imparting so much just information, energy, and just love into the viewers about what you've gone through, and being so transparent about it as well, and letting us know that we do need to advocate for our life and for our health and for everything else that we desire in our life. So thank you so much. I love you so much. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. All right. I also want to talk real quick about what I'm doing up until the 21st. We're still doing the Sandy Claus drive. So I want you guys to contact me if you're interested in participating. You want any information about it. I can't discuss it any further than that, but you see the flyer. So please contact me, because I will be waiting for your phone call until the 21st of December. All right, guys. I'd like to thank you for tuning in for another episode of Our Unity. I would like to thank our amazing guest, Rosalind Muller-Bryant, for being here and just sharing her heart and her faith with us. I want you guys to have a very Merry Christmas. Remember that I love you. I want you to have a blessed weekend, and we will see you next week on Our Unity. So in the meantime, please remember that peace and love is in the palm of our hands. So let's go out there and be some love, give some love, and share some love. Until next week, we will see you later. I love you. Say good night, Rosalind.
Good night, everybody.
Strong Island Entertainment